qualifying session. Just looking at the useful sheet I've been given to see whether we have any amendments. 17 is, they're on page 27 in the program, incidentally. Program's on sale in the Donington shop and the newsagent shop in the paddock, if you didn't get one as you came in. So number 17 is a non-starter. 66 is only going to be driven by Richard Clark, it seems, not Toby Hodgson as well. 94 is withdrawn. And 116 is only going to be Sam Gay, no Colin Tester. And we have an extra one, number 34. We've got 34. He's in the program, actually. He's written in at the bottom of the sheet, spreadsheet, but he's already there. Tim Evans. And George Alp Williams, having his first ever race at 16 years of age, will be sharing that car, number 34, the SW Motorsports Honda Civic. So as I say, the second driver is George Alp-Williams. And the car is the Honda Civic, etc., as shown in the program. Power to weight ratio essentially dictates which classes the cars run in. And today, this weekend, we also have the new for this year Super Cup, MSV Super Cup, which has creamed off the most powerful cars from the Trackday races. And the Super Cup will be a 45-minute race taking place tomorrow. There may be some overlap, one or two cars appearing in both. But concentrating on the large entry, which always is attracted to the Trackday races. Renault Clio's always give a good account of themselves. Ray Honeybone and his son Jordan driving car 44. Could well appear near the front and the times start coming through. Right, the second lap now completed, so we need to get an indication of the times. And the fastest so far is the number 6. The number 6 car, which is the False Motorsport Renault Clio Bradley Burns. With a time of 1:21.813. And second quickest is 53, Team Norfolk's Kevin Sterling, also in a Clio. At 1:22.387. And third fastest, number 113, Scott Parkin, he'll be a front runner with the Team Darkside Ibiza TDI. 122.525. Up to second quickest now has come number 1. That's the Luke Reed Racing entry. Which is an addition. In fact, the entrant, although it's shown as Luke Reed Racing on the screen, the entrant is Graves Motorsport, so it's number 1. The team is Graves Motorsport. And the driver is Luke Reed. As far as we know, he's the only driver. Reed spelled R-E-A-D-E. His car is a BMW 130i from 2006. 3-litre engine, 3,000 cc's. It runs in Class B on the basis of 174 bhp per tonne power to weight ratio. Number 1, and the car has the potential, therefore, also to be challenging up at the front. It does now have the fastest time, Luke Reed, at 1 minute 21.433. Ahead of Bradley Burns in the clear at 121.708. And third quickest at 121. The Ben Davis Clio, 122.372. Fourth is 53 Kevin Sterling's Team Norfolk Clio, 122.387, and fifth is the 113 Team Darkside Seat Ibiza, 122.525. Into the pits comes 144. So as far as we know, that's a single driver car. Pete Bennett, it's a bit early anyway to come in to swap over, but also coming in now number 34, which is a 2-driver car, Tim Evans and George Alp Williams. And it could well be that Tim Evans has done just a few laps. We'll see that all's well with the car. He'll now hand it over to young George to make his competitive debut. Luke Reed still setting the pace, 120.991 now. Last time around is his best lap. Second quickest is 113 Scott Parkin Seat, 121.578. Bradley Burns in the number 6 clear is third, 121.708, and fourth, 121 Ben Davis, 121.872. Fifth now is 53 Kevin Sterling's Clio, 122.387. And sixth is the shared number 60, the Porsche 968 of Andrew Ball and Tom Moore. With Moore at the wheel of it initially, if the order of drivers is the same for qualifying as it is going to be for the race. Luke Reed even quicker now, 120.383, the gap between him and second fastest number 113 Scott Parkin Seat. It's gone up to over a second now, 1.19 seconds. Sixth quickest now is number 12. That's the Ben Johansson Scott Thompson Clio. 1:22.357. Scott Thompson going first, we're led to believe. Chris.
Ian, just to sort of add a little bit of information about the car that I think is he at the top in the BMW 130.
Yes.
Luke Reed, he's done Clios, and apologies if you have already said this, but Clios and JCW Minis. But he wanted to have a go in a rear-wheel drive car. Right. Everything he's done has been front-wheel drive. He's supposed to be out there taking it steady in this car, and what is he, at the front quite comfortably last I saw?
Yeah, he's over a second quicker.
I mean, this 130 run by Graves Motorsport, it was kind of like its first outing this year, and they've kind of got a couple of them, and there's probably going to be more over time, and they've turned out to be absolute beasts out there racing and going really well, and Luke seems to have taken to it like a duck to water, to be fair.
Yeah, I mean, the Graves BMWs have been around for quite a long time in the production BMW Championship, haven't they, as well?
Absolutely.
When they began, yes.
And they kind of pioneered the 1 Series BMW in the production BMW Championship to try and see if that's the next generation of it, and it was the diesel.
Yes.
That's probably sort of gone by the wayside for now, but they still will be working on these, and of course it's the very powerful 130s, and apparently, because David Graves himself will actually be racing that 130 tomorrow in the Super Cup, and he just comes out with a massive smile on his face because he says it's just so powerful, but it handles beautifully.
Now into the pits we have the Caterham, the pink Caterham, just come in to make the point that this is for sports cars as well as for tin tops, and they do give a good account of themselves, some of these. I think it's the only Caterham we have this weekend, number 45, Chris Payne. At the moment, he is somewhere down the times, actually. Yeah, 20th. So in this BMW, of which Chris was speaking, Luke Reed, the fastest, but currently in the pits, 1:20.383. We're approaching halfway in the session, half-time in the session, so it is the time for shared cars to be coming into the pits and handed over to the other driver. Another of the sports cars in the entry, the Mazda number 134, just coming into the pits of Dan Rogers. Which is 10th quickest. And the Honeyburns coming into the scene, onto the scene now. Number 44, the sheet I have suggests that Father Ray Honeyburn will be going out in the car first, and that currently is 9th fastest, number 44. But more and more cars heading for the pit lane. Very, very smart Clio there, number 53 of Kevin Sterling. Mainly white, but very smart blue wheels, and some yellow and blue stripes over the mainly white bodywork. And the interior door panels also to be rather distinctive, sort of checkered design. Looking at the timing screen now, shows when cars are in the pits. I would say that half the entry is currently in the pits. There's still plenty of cars circulating there. Altogether, 29 cars have been out in this session. A measure of just how popular this series of races, which has been run by MSVT for a good few years now, has caught on. As the name suggests, it's a way of encouraging drivers with cars suitable for track days to become competitive with them, race them a little. After this weekend, the championship's only halfway through, actually. They've had 3 rounds already been here. And at Snetterton and Alton Park. Then they go from here to Zandvoort in Holland, and then on the Brands Hatch Indy circuit to round off the season. So the order remains: number 1, Luke Reed in the BMW, 120.383. Second is 113, Scott Parkin Seat Ibiza, 121.578. Third quickest, number 6, Bradley Burns Clio, 121.653. Fourth, number 121, Ben Davis's Clio, 121.872. Fifth, number 60, the Ball-Moore Porsche 968, 122.322. Sixth, number 12, another Clio, Ben Johansson and Scott Thompson, 122.357. Seventh, Kevin Sterling, number 53, in his Clio, 122.387. Eighth is 93, another regular in the series for several years now, Kester Cook with the Ford Fiesta, 122.492. Ninth is number 144, Pete Bennett's Clio, 122.770. And 10th is 44, the Clio of the Honeybones, 122.850. And we have just under 14 minutes of this session remaining. The number 45 Caterham Super 7 back out. Kester Cook improves, goes up to 5th quickest now, number 93, 121.885. Also moving up to 9th now, number 134, the DR Racing Mazda of Dan Rogers, 122.696 he's done now. Very distinctive car into the pits, number 57, the LWD Racing Fiesta of Gary Littlewood, which is the very bright yellow, number 57, currently 23rd fastest. Car that could be on course for an improvement is Kester Cook again. Yes, in fact, no sooner said than he's done it. He's gone across the line, 2nd quickest now, Kester Cook. Number 93, 121.387, is just over a second slower than Luke Reed in the BMW. Kester, winner of these races on several occasions. Used to race a Ford Puma, now with the newer, not brand new because it's an 05 car, but the newer Fiesta. The Honeybone's car up to 9th fastest now, which I suspect has been taken over by Jordan Honeybone from Dad. Will probably move over a bit further than where it is at the moment, 9th. Bradley Burns has improved in the number 6 Clio, 121.556. To go 3rd, dropping to 4th, therefore, for the moment, is number 113, Scott Parkin in the Seat Ibiza, the 121.578. There goes the distinctive red BMW, Luke Reed. Kester Cook, not that much slower, 2nd quickest, and with scope for further improvement, I suspect, in the remaining 10 minutes and a few seconds. maybe it's partly the effect of the sunshine, but I must say the standard of preparation of these cars is very, very high. The turnout, certainly compared with perhaps how it was when the series began. Bradley Burns into the pits, number 6. Third quickest. It's time for him to do whatever he needs to do to adjust it and then go out again and improve his time if he can. Yes, Jordan Honeybone up to 6th quickest now, number 44. 122.156. The order is 1 Reed, 93 Cook, 6 Burns, currently in the pits, 113 Parkin, the Seat, 121 Davis, and 6 is 44 Honeybone. 7th is the Porsche number 60, 122.322. 8th now number 12. Which was started, we believe, by Scott Thompson, therefore I suspect now being driven by Ben Johansson. 8th fastest. And the driving standards flag going out for number 99, Paul Byrne. Too much wandering off the tarmac is the reason for that. Kester Cook and Bradley Burns both going back out again in Ford and Clio respectively. They're the nearest, they're second and third fastest at the moment. Up to into the top 10 come number 116, Sam Gay on his own, no help from Colin Tester this weekend, Honda Civic, 122.389, which is just 0.02 of a second slower than number 53, the Team Norfolk Clio of Kevin Sterling. There's number 44 through, Honeybone. Yes, up another place. Jordan Honeybone now 5th quickest, number 44. '53 and 93 into the pits. 53 Kevin Sterling, 93 Kester Cook. Bradley Burns looking quick now. That's the end of his out lap, so he's now on to his first flying lap since he was in the pits. Could make it to the front row. .116 in the pits. That's the car that's gone 10th quickest. Sam Gay's Honda Civic. And 47 in the pits, that's James Goodall's Golf. First time I've had a mention for the Golf. It's 17th quickest, number 47. So the battle is really, I suppose, on for, well, partly to see whether they can close down Luke Reed, but I think that's unlikely. It's more between Cook, Kester Cook and Bradley Burns for the other place on the front row. And Scott Parkin through, they're very quick. Seat, number 113. It's a Seat diesel, incidentally. Scott Parkin and his brother determined to show that the diesels are still very competitive. Bradley Burns back in the pits. So didn't do a flying lap, actually. So presuming to say that no better. There's Kester Cook through, back onto his flying lap, onto his first flying lap since he was in the pits. 5 minutes of this 30-minute qualifying session remain. There's 34 through. That's the Evans Alp Williams Honda, which is currently 15th fastest, number 34. The 113 Seat back into the pits, and we're running out of time now for anybody to make a pit stop and get back out and do an effective lap. Kester Cook has just done a personal best in the first sector on this lap in the number 93 Ford Fiesta. Second sector not better than before for Kester Cook. And he goes over the line, and his lap time isn't quicker than before, despite the promising start to that lap. Dan Rogers pressing on with the 134 Mazda. It's 11th quickest coming out of the chicane. 2 wheels on the dirt that time in passing another car. Well, Bradley Burns has gone out again. He has got time to do an out lap and a flying lap. In car number 6, he's just gone through now onto the flying lap, and he's got time actually to do 2 laps, the one he started and one more. Kester Cook returns to the pit lane, so having to settle for second fastest to Luke Reed. But Bradley Burns could knock him off the front row. There's 34 through. 15th fastest, the Evans Alp Williams car. Honda Civic. Now, Bradley Burns doesn't look as though he's going to be able to improve on this lap, judging by the sector times. In the number 6 Clio, there it is over the line, with time for 2 more laps, actually, if he wants them. But that lap wasn't quicker, so he's still third fastest. How the honeymoon's going on. They've sort of settled in 6th, with 121 having gone 5th fastest now, which is the Ben Davis Clio. Improvement for number 6, Jordan Honeybone, but it doesn't actually move him up from 6th. He still sits quickest, 121.702. And up to 7th now is number 45, Chris Payne in the Caterham, who was somewhere down the times initially, but now has moved up to 7th fastest, number 45, 122.195 last time around, and maybe more to come. But that's more the sort of place where you'd expect to find the Caterham. Quite a few drivers now peeling off into the pit lane with the end of the session in sight. So it was Kester Cook or Bradley Burns that we were expecting an improvement from, but at the moment, not looking as though it's going to happen. Anyway, the checker flag is out, so no chance to improve again. There's the Jordan Honeybone car across the line. No improvement, nor an improvement for the Caterham Super 7, Chris Payne's car. .121, another of these very smartly turned out Clios. Down the pit lane, the Ben Davis car. Kester Cook back into the pit lane rather than taking the flag on track, so no improvement obviously from him. Well, good session for everybody, and touch wood, nobody in gravel, even let alone with problems of any significant sort. So the fastest time goes to the additional runner number 1, Luke Reed, in that BMW 130i at a 120.383. Second quickest, number 93, Kester Cook, in his Ford Fiesta, 121.387, so just over a second slower. Third fastest, number 6, Bradley Burns, in the first of the many Clios near the front, 121.556. And fourth fastest, number 113, the Team Darkside Diesel Sayer to beat the TDI of Scott Parkin, 121.578. Fifth is 121, the Clio of Ben Davis, 121.678. Sixth is 44, Jordan and his father, Ray Honeybone's Clio, 121.702. Seventh is the Caterham, number 45 of Chris Payne, 122.195. Eighth, number 60, the Porsche 968 of Andrew Ball and Thomas Moore, 122.322. Ninth, number 12, the Clio of Ben Johansson and Scott Thompson, 122.357. And 10th, number 53, the Clio of Kevin Sterling, 122.387. 11th is 116, Sam Gay's Honda Civic, 122.389. 12th, number 134, Dan Rogers' Mazda MX-5, 122.395. 13th, number 47, James Goodall's Golf, 122.541. 14th, number 144, Pete Bennett's Clio, 122.583. 15th is number 146, Simon Harrison's Clio, 122.894. 16th, number 88, John Cooper and Asda Kellett's Ford Fiesta, 122.969. 17th, number 34, the Tim Evans George Alp Williams Honda Civic, 122.981. 18th, number 69, Aaron Harding and David Slater's Honda Civic Type R, 123.447. 19th, number 66, the Richard Clark only now Clio, 123.496. And 20th, we'll stop there, number 37, is the Team Banana Racing Clio of Will Jackson Moore, with a time of 123.550. Altogether, 29 cars seen out in that session. And they will be having their 45-minute race this afternoon, third race of the afternoon, but the first race of the day will be the Radical SR1 Cup, but next cars out for their qualifying session will be the MSVR Elise Trophy.